How the hell are you, YouTube? Mr. Weapons Check here. Today I'm going to go over the Glock Safe Action System and go over the 3 safeties on the Glock pistol. Okay. The first safety on the Glock is a trigger safety. The first thing I'm going to do though before I go any farther is safety check my weapon. Okay. Empty magazine, nothing in the chamber, we're good to go. Alright, now the trigger safety is in the trigger. I call it the little trigger and the big trigger, okay? If you look at it, you know what, the best way to show you, I got a trigger mechanism, trigger bar here with a trigger on it that's out of the gun already. I'll go over it with this. Okay, the trigger safety is here. It also comes out the back of your trigger, okay? Now when that's not pushed in, when you pull the trigger back, this part of the safety contacts the plastic frame, the polymer frame, and it will not allow that trigger to be pulled any farther. So to safety check that, to function check it, you're going to want to push on the sides of the trigger, not on the middle part, and make sure it stops. If it stops, it's alright. Now they call that a safety, and I like Glock, but I got to say this anyways. That's not much of a safety to me. Okay, who's gonna just grab the edge of that trigger? Okay, it's just not much of a safety to me. Okay, I don't know who's just gonna grab the little edge of that trigger. When you go to the trigger, you're gonna grab more than that, and you're gonna hit it, and it's gonna go back. Anyways, the second safety is the firing pin safety. I got a field strip this to show you that one. Alright, now it's field strip. The firing pin safety is located on the underside of the slide. It is also, this part is actually called the safety plunger. It acts with the firing pin, and when activated, it makes a clear channel for the firing pin striker to move back and forth. Okay, to safety check that, you want to pull up on the tail of your striker, and you're going to want to use the wall here. You take it and you push down on it, and you don't want the nose of the striker to protrude out the breech face. You push down on it, it's not coming out. Now with a safety plunger, if you have it in the same muzzle down configuration, if you push on that, unless you have a brand new Glock, this one's used obviously, you might have to push down a little bit, but when you push that in, that firing pin will come out the breech face. Okay, can you see that in the video? Now if you bring it back up, push on it, it doesn't do it. Now there's one more way to function check that. Take the slide in your hand and shake it back and forth. You should hear barely nothing. Okay. If you depress that safety plunger and create that clear channel for the striker to move back and forth, this is what you clearly hear it moving back and forth. So that tells you that your firing pin safety is functioning properly. Alright. The next safety on the Glock pistol is the drop safety. The drop safety is located in the trigger housing mechanism, which I have one out of a gun already. It's a spare part I got laying around. On the gun, in my other videos I showed you, it's located right here. Okay. Now Glock uses what is known as a stepped shelf system. Okay. And if it's going to be hard to see if I had some paper. But right here is called the stepped shelf system. You got a shelf up here, then it steps down. Okay. Now how that works is on the trigger bar, this part of your crucifix sear, this part of it right here, this side, rides in that. Rides in that step shelf system. And when it's all the way up on this shelf, that is when your trigger is in that position. When in that position, and when you're carrying your firearm, if you carry it loaded, if you carry it, that's the position it'll be in. That's the position it's going to be in your trigger mechanism housing. Now what that does is if this trigger, sorry about that, if you drop your gun, it's up here and it's not going to allow that the sear to drop down and let the kickoff release the firing pin. Okay, those are the three safeties. Now I'm going to show you how they function in the firing cycle real quick. First step, of course, is the trigger. When you pull this safety part of the trigger in, it frees that from the back of the frame, back of the trigger housing, and lets the trigger come back. Now as the trigger bar goes to the rear, right here is referred to as the bird's head. The bird's head, as it's coming back, activates the safety plunger and pushes it up to create that clear channel. So that clears that safety. Then as it comes back, your crucifix sear is allowed to come off of that shelf and come fully to the rear. Now as that's happening, your kick up on the sear, that your striker, this is what pulls back on your striker. As it comes back, it's fully cocking your striker, and then when it comes off of that shelf, it drops down and releases your striker and lets it fire. Okay. Now once again, the Glock does have three safeties, but the first part of that safety system is a trigger safety, and to me that's just not a safety. So Glock's a great gun. I love the Glock pistol, but if it's going to be your first carry gun, and I don't mean to copy somebody, but Pete at the Armory channel said this also, and I feel for the subject matter of my video, I'm going to say the same thing because I agree with them 100%. It's just not a safety to me. So, as Pete on the Armory channel said, if it's going to be your first carry gun, I don't recommend it. Professionals carry Glocks, okay? You should always know not to put your trigger in the finger guard on any gun you carry, okay? Unless you intend to use it, and you intend to take someone's life, okay? Once again, I love the Glock pistol. Go ahead and put this back together. Like I said, feel free to comment. I welcome all comments. Please subscribe. I need the support. Like I said, I've only been doing this a week, and I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying it a lot. I really am. Once again, please subscribe, and y'all have a wonderful day. Be safe and watch your six.